Violence Dimension is actually the seventh full-length album from Conan, a Liverpool, England-born kind of sludge doom metal band, an extreme doom metal band, and one that doesn't really mess with extreme metal, but messes with extreme tones, droning sounds, and impressive sound design. They're very well known at this point. They've been on quite big labels for quite a long time. This is their first for Heavy Psych Sounds Records, and it's a big one. It's about an hour long, and it has some bonus tracks if you're willing to get the double album version of it. When I say seventh full-length album, they now consider their Horseback Battle Hammer, their initial demo, as their first album. That does make sense, but the real evolution of the band kind of came beyond 2010 or so. So in my point of view, this is another record under their belt. It's not anything particularly new, but there are a lot of interesting things happening on this record that makes it worth checking out. So I'll talk about those in a second. We'll cut to a song and get a sense for how this record sounds. So the big deal is that Chris Fielding, their producer for a very long time, has left the band's vocalist and bassist position, and now David Riley of Fudge Tunnel has now joined on bass, and that leaves a lot more room for John Davis, the vocalist and guitarist, to take the lead with this record a bit more, while also inserting a lot more kind of 90s feeling grooves and some different moments on this record. If I'm referencing Sepultura and High on Fire in a Conan review, you know something different is happening, and I feel like their previous record was kind of short. It had a bit long drone track at the end. It was quite a bit shorter than this record, and it wasn't a particularly fulfilling record in the sense of just getting time with Conan and their sound. The trade-off here is that this is a long-winded record, a lot of longer songs which are developed around very simple riffs. And if you're not interested in that, or you're not interested in the blunt, aggressive side of Conan, most of this record won't really gel with what you're looking for. For me, it's exactly their sound. I think that they're still incorporating those slower kind of punkish songs, or quicker, shorter punkish songs. They've got a lot to kind of offer on this record in terms of both experiments and the meat, the body of their sound. So if you're already a fan and you're looking for something new, there's a little bit of newer ideas layered in here. There's some what I would consider 90s groove, simpler, chunkier movements. But overall, this record is just all about the riff like they've always been. If you're a fan of any of their records and their progression over time, this feels like a pullback to some of the more simpler, straightforward stuff they started out doing, while also incorporating a lot of newer stuff they've been building up over the course of the last 3 or 4 records. So the good stuff is all still there. If you're a fan of the band, I don't see how you can be too disappointed with this record. It's got a bit of everything in an hour of it for you. Check it out for yourself. That's a high recommendation for me. I'm kind of a general fan of this band. I don't think this is my favorite record of theirs, but it is a strong one and a little bit more complete feeling than the previous one, so I was pretty happy with it. Check it out for yourself. It released on April 25th, and go ahead and check out my review for more of my thoughts.